What's up, YouTube? Georgia Silver Hunter back with another small customer wrapped hunt. Today I was at my local Wells Fargo and I was there to pick up some half dollars, and one of the tellers said that someone had stopped in and turned in some pennies and was mentioning that they had some that they wrapped that were like 1930s pennies, and they think they were in these, whatever this is, 20 rolls. It's $10 worth. So I said I'd take them, and they said they really hope these were the right rolls. That said, I can tell you, just looking at the enders on some of these are customer wrap, but I've got a 1958 ender in here, and a lot of them do look to be copper. So this could be a pretty cool little hunt. We could have a fair amount of copper on our hands here at a bare minimum, plus maybe a nice little handful of Wheaties. So let's get these rolls open. Let's see what we find. So we will be looking for some book fillers today. In my 1909 to 1940 book, we are severely lacking. I literally have 4 pennies in this book. So if the teller is correct and we've got a lot, or at least some 1930s pennies, hopefully we'll get to fill some of this book. And in this 1941 to 1974 book, we've got a good head start on this from coin roll hunting. We've got a couple of stunners in here. But we've got a pretty good fill. I'd say we're half, maybe close to 3/4 full. But we're always looking for upgrades. I'm less interested in the more modern coins. I am looking for a few. Let's have a look at that book very quickly. So this book is almost full. We are looking for this 1984D, and then I need a lot of the 2009 varieties, the 2010D, 2011D, 2012D, and 2013D. I don't have a book for after 2013, but I have a little stash that I've set aside from coin roll hunting for all of those. So I have 2014 through 2021. I just don't have a book to put them in. So with that said, I've already broken these into 3 piles. One being rolls that probably don't have any copper. Okay, so if you guys don't know, a zinc penny, so that's like half the 1982 pennies and newer, are made mostly of zinc with a copper plating on them. They weigh 2.5 grams with 50 coins in a roll. That should be about 125 grams plus the paper. So I've got 4 rolls that are kind of right there at 125 grams. So these may either be light a penny or two, or they are all zinc, and we're going to open that up and see how accurate I am. Everything in the middle, we're kind of looking at that 127, 128, somewhere in there. So there should be a couple of coppers. And then I do have 10 whole rolls over here that are weighing heavy. So over 100 and, well, this one's just barely over 130. But we have 1 or 2 in here that were like 137, 138, which means there's going to be an entire pile of copper in these rolls over here. So to prove my point, this guy was just at 125 grams. Let's open this one up completely on camera here. Dump them out for you guys. And I'm hoping, come on, that maybe we're light pennies and that there's actually some copper in here. So it does look like there might be some copper in here. We just might be light. So this just jumps out as copper. That's a 1953S. So my weighing really doesn't mean anything, because I got a feeling we're probably a handful of pennies short, and we've got a lot of copper in these rolls. So I'm not going to, I'm not going to say I'm not going to count them up. I'll give you a count at the end. But let's go ahead and go through this. We got some good stuff in here. So 95, I'll check for the DDO. So I've stopped looking for the 94 DDR because I'll be honest, I really can't even see it. It's actually a decent 07. We'll compare that to the book. There's a 98. We'll check for the wide AM. 87. And sorry if this is a little bit slow. I won't do this for every roll. I will go off camera. That's a 97. We'll look for the double ear. But if we happen to find a lot of copper or wheat pennies in here, I just want to see you guys getting them, because we shouldn't have any copper in this roll. I'll be very honest. But there's a 64 copper. And you already saw there was a wheat penny. I stuck it back in there. But I've got a lot of coppery edges. There is a 19... Hang on. That is a 1969D. There's another 98 we'll check. And I do have a document in the description down below of all of the varieties and errors that I look for in pennies. There's a 1977 copper. There's that 1953. This looks like a 53S. So there's our first wheat penny of the find in a roll that I said we wouldn't even have copper in. So that's pretty exciting. That's a 92. I want to check that for I think the 92 is a close AM that we're looking for off the top of my head. There's an 81. There's a 79. So this roll is going to be really light. There's an 82. It looks like it's zinc. I just want to weigh it real quick. Nope, that is copper. 83. I think the 83 actually has an error as well where it's steel or something like that. I got to look that up. But there is an 83 that should weigh heavy that is also a variety, I believe. So just a couple of left here. That one's a zinc one. 85, 2004, 85, and I think that is a 98D. So really quickly, I've got, let's see here, 5, 6 over there, 2, 4, 5 there. Let's see how short this roll was. 2. That is also the problem with customer wrapped rolls, is oftentimes you do get gypped because people don't count very well. So 10, 20, 30. I got 40, 5, 6, 7. So we were 3 pennies light, and that's why we were able to have copper in a roll that only weighed 125 grams. So in roll number 2, that really weighed like 125 point something grams, I don't remember exactly, we ended up with 4 copper pennies that honestly means we were short. I did not count them, but I know we were short just based on the weight. And I got a really nice 2009 Philadelphia Early Childhood, I think this is what this one's called. And that's probably going to be a book filler. So I have started just some really, really nice coins that well, it's either a book filler or maybe an upgrade. But these will be upgrades to more current years or very likely upgrades. So I've got another little stack of those going. Let's just check this one so you guys can all see it. So 126 point, well, I don't know if you can see it very well. There it is. 126.5 grams. Again, based on weight, should only really be like 1 or 2 coppers in here. But I will pull you in if I find that to not be the case. So guys, for that roll, that was just crazy. You guys saw it. It was, I think it was, I've already lost track, but I think it was like 126 grams. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We had 9 coppers in it. That is insane. Insane. So that roll that shouldn't have had that many coppers in it, we ended up with 5 more. And we're now moving on to the middle stack where the average weight is going to be a little bit higher. We're going to be closer to like 130, 129 grams. And I'm not going to bring you in and weigh each one moving forward until we get to maybe some of the heavier ones over here. But I just wanted you guys to see that the weight is going up and we're already doing really well with copper. So unfortunately, only 1 wheat penny. So perhaps all of those 30s pennies or really old pennies are going to be up over here. Giving it a quick look to see if we have any Wheaties that jump out. Nope. Okay, well, I'll bring you in if we find one. So we must have a fully loaded roll that time because I would have expected to find a couple 4 or 5 Wheaties, which we did, and I did get another 2009 Philadelphia Professional Life penny, which is part of that Abraham Lincoln series, and this one's really nice. That is likely an upgrade or a book filler, so we're going to add that to the stack. Let's get into the next roll. So we just finished up with roll number 9, and we did end up with 6 additional copper pennies, and I haven't been bringing you in on the last couple of rolls because there's been nothing special, but I wanted to bring you in on this one because we got a dime. It is really beat up, and it is a 2002, but it is a dime, so we made 9 cents on that one. So for some of the other rolls that were short, we made up for it here. I did find my 1984D. It's not in great shape. I actually have two of them, and I'll figure out which one I'm going to put in the book. And then I've got a smattering of like 2005 6s and 7s. I just grabbed the really nice ones, and I'll figure out which ones go in the book at the end of the video. So here's roll number 10. This is the end of the lighter rolls. And hopefully this gets real exciting in the last 10 rolls. Otherwise, the teller misinformed us, or whoever dropped off the coins misinformed the teller. But I do see some copper in here. I'll go through it, and if I find some Wheaties, I'll be sure to bring you in. So we are on our fifth to the last roll, and we've got a nice little pile of copper coming out of it, but we did come across our first foreign. It is looks like a 2 euro cent. It says España on it, 2000 maybe? Maybe it's a euro from Spain, España. That's what I'd have to guess. All right, well, we'll put it up on the board. We still just have the one wheat. We have found 2 additional dimes, and we're piling on the 2009 pennies. And from the looks of this, we're going to have a couple more coppers in here to add to the 7 or 8 we've already found. So we have 4 rolls left. This was one of the heavier ones at 136.6 grams, so I thought I would bring you guys in. We'd open this one together. I'm still not finding a lot of Wheaties, so either the teller just didn't give me the right rolls, or the person that turned them in, at least so far, didn't really look at the dates that closely. So, not that this is a bad hunt. We've found a lot of copper for this just being 10 rolls. And there's going to be a ton of copper in this one. So there's an 82. Let me weigh it just to be sure it looks copper. Yep, it is. Current. It's an 80. We're going to end with 2 coppers back to back. 78D and an 81. So in that roll, to put it in perspective, that was 136 grams. 3, 4, 5. There's 10. We had 13 coppers at 136 grams, I think it was. I think we have at least one more. Let's go ahead and do that one next. I think this is that 1958. It's 133.1 grams. That should be a pretty good roll. Let's check this one out. So right off the bat here, we do have a Wheatie on the end, as I said. It is a 1958 Philly, so we'll add that to the board. There's a 74 copper. Yeah, we got a good bit of copper in here. All right. So we got 2 rolls left. We'll go ahead and do these on camera, and we'll fast forward if we need to. All right, well, last but not least, 137. There you go, 137.7 grams. This one should be loaded with copper. Maybe this is the roll that has all the Wheaties in it. Who knows? I almost wish the teller hadn't told me that. I see a foreign right off the bat. That jumped out at me. This is a Canadian penny. 2006, so that's our second Canadian. Oh, look. Look. First time I've ever found one of these. 1905 Indian head penny. It is not in great shape. You cannot read the headband at all. But I have never found an Indian head in the wild. I know that sounds funny, but an Indian head penny, I've gotten them in coin collections, but I have never found one in a roll of pennies. That is awesome. I'm super stoked. So this This 10 rolls now was just totally worth it, regardless of whatever else we find in this roll. (2005), 1976, and a really decent 1981. So let me get this all weighed up. Let me get it sorted out. We'll go back through it. But man, I'm just super... Oh God, I did all that last roll and I was zoomed in. I'm sorry, everybody. Maybe I'll cut that out. We'll see. I'm just super stoked that we found this 1905 Indian head penny in there. That is pretty cool. And that roll did have a fair amount of copper. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 coppers in it on top of the Indian head. So pretty cool. So like I was just saying, let me get this sorted. Let me see what's going to go in the books, and we'll come back for a final wrap-up. Okay, so this turned out to be a pretty amazing little hunt for 10 rolls. I am going to go back to the bank and see if maybe the teller that pulled this tray out has any other rolls from maybe that same customer. But in the $10 worth of pennies, we ended up with almost 3 full rolls. So $1.50, so 15%, call it, almost 15% of the pennies were copper. I didn't find any varieties or errors. There was nothing that upgraded my book in these in this date range. I did find that all 3 of these, 2009, the early childhood, the professional life, and the formative years, those are all going to upgrade my book. So those are going to replace coins, and I'll show you, I'll punch those down here in the video, but just wanted to go through them with you quickly. These guys, I'm just going to, actually I'm going to hang on to these 2 because they're in good shape. These 2 I'm going to kick back. We did have upgrades in the book, or a fill actually, for the 1984D. The 1986 is an upgrade, the 2007 is an upgrade, the 2007D is an upgrade, and the 2008 is an upgrade. And then it just so happens that both of the wheat pennies we found, the 53S and the 58, are both book fillers. And we ended up getting 3 dimes to boot. So we lost 3 pennies. Well, we lost more than 3 pennies. A lot of those rolls were a little short. But the 3 dimes will more than make up for that. We did get a 2-cent euro from Spain and a Canadian penny from 2006. But for me, as much as I love the copper, this Indian head penny is really the find of the box for me. I think at best this would be like a G4, just based on photo grade and from Redbook. It still makes it like a $2 penny, you know, maybe $1 to $2 penny. So I'm pretty excited about finding this 1905 Indian head penny in some customer rolls. And that's the other reason I want to go back and see if maybe that same person dropped off a few more rolls of pennies. And I will go through those in a separate video if they exist. Sorry for the quick interruption, but I failed to mention the value of that copper. The cup weighs about 11 grams, so we'll take that off. Call it, that's actually about 12 grams. Let's call it 441 grams of copper, and I'll put a little display on the screen to show you how much that is actually worth in copper melt value, so you can see why I get excited about finding copper. And the last thing I wanted to do, I said I would do it, but I had forgotten. We're going to go ahead and pop these in so you guys can see me do it. So let's see here. We got that 84D. There it is right there, 84D. Punched in. The 86, can you see it? It's over here. It is an upgrade, so we're going to pop that guy out, put him in, so that can go back to the bank. We had an upgrade for our 2007. It's just a minor upgrade, but it is slightly nicer. So we are going to pop that 2007 in. We had a 2007D that is an upgrade. If I can pop that guy out, that doesn't want to come out. This 2007D is an upgrade, and the 2008 is also a slight upgrade. So we are going to pop that guy in. The 2009, and just so you guys can see this, that is not a great upgrade, but it is better. This is Variety 2. So let's just go ahead and pop all of those out. This 2009 Professional Life Philly is going to get replaced, and this 2009 Early Childhood will get replaced. So let's go plug those in. There is our formative years. Hopefully you can still see that on camera. Here's our professional life. Actually, I think this should have been, yeah, I think that's professional life. And here's our early childhood. And last but not least, we will plug in, here's our 1953S. There he is. I just love filling holes in the book. And here's our 1958. Plugging holes in the book. And there we have it. But I hope you like this video. I know it was only 10 rolls. It was almost half a box. But I just wanted to get these out of the way before I jumped into my boxes of halves this week. It's simply because I was told there'd be a lot more wheat pennies in those rolls, and we only ended up with 2. Like I said, still happy to have this Indian head. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I really enjoy hunting pennies, but it can be a bit tedious. I love finding copper because copper's on the rise. Really, all of our precious metals are on the rise lately. Gold broke 2,000, silver's way up. So precious metals, it's definitely something you should be looking at if you are not in the market for precious metals today. With that said, we're going to wrap it up here. If you like this video and you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider heading down below and clicking on that subscribe button, clicking on that like button while you're down there, and then clicking that little bell and selecting all so you get notified each and every time I drop a new video. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you're all doing well, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.